Next up in boxing is Andre Ward, one of the most anticipated fighters of this tournament. He's just 18 years old from across the bay in Oakland, California. Now, this is his first tournament since his father, Frank, passed away last August. In fact, he wears a picture of his father taped to his boot. His opponent tonight from Puerto Rico, Anibel Rodriguez. I'm joined now by Scott Ledoux. Quickly, Scott, let's go over the rules for this amateur bout.
There are 4 2-minute rounds. The referee in charge of the ring inside, no doubt about it, and 3 judges scoring. 2 of the 3 judges have to hit that button for these fighters to get a point when they score.
Electronic scoring in effect for this bout. Andre Ward, the 2001 middleweight national champion. This young man has suffered no losses since 1998. Anibel Rodriguez will have his hands full here.
I'll tell you what, this young man can really bang. He really hits hard, and that's the kind of fighter that Manuel Stewart's looking for. A guy like Ward who comes out and punishes his opponent.
Manuel Stewart has been brought in recently by USA Boxing to help rebuild the program that has faltered the last few Olympics.
No question. The last time we had a great team was with Manny, so we'll see what he can do. But we've already seen evidence that the fighters are sitting down harder and on their punches and trying to bang. Andre Ward, a very crafty fighter. You watch him, he's got great eyes and very quick for his size. Tremendous quickness, but he does pack a punch too.
He has been called by many experts a coach in the ring, a real student of boxing.
And that's what it takes. You grow up in the ring like he has as a young man, starting out early. He knows the game, and he understands what he has to do here. And he's making this guy miss and trying to lead with his jab. And that's the key, making a guy miss and use that jab to find him. Once you find him, then the right hand goes on.
In Olympic boxing, there are normally 12 weight classes. Here at the Titan Games, just 7 weight classes contested.
Yeah, but we get some tough weight classes here. Some real good young fighters here. These guys are all trying to make their road and get down to the Athens in 2004. They really want to be there.
Ward missed much of last year, had an injured shoulder. This is his first international bout since 2001.
You know, it's not bad to have a little break like that, though. You get a little fresh, you get a little hungry again.
And so at the end of round 1 of 4, Ward leading 4-0 over his Puerto Rican challenger, Anibel Rodriguez. And there is the photo of Andre with his father, Frank, who passed away this past fall. It took a lot for Andre to return to the ring after the death of his father. He meant a lot to him.
Oh man, his father was his world. His father invested a lot into him, into his boxing. His father was there for him. He supported him.
He always gave me spiritual guidance. He always gave me mental guidance. He was a mentor, as well as a father, as well as a friend. We sort of just came into one when it came to boxing.
And he was so very proud of his son, very proud. He loved to see his son get in there and do what he could do, and we both always knew he could do it.
Just my father's presence there helped me and lift me up. Yeah, I couldn't tell he was sick. I don't know if I didn't want to see it. And then, you know, a week later, I got the call. There was a time when I couldn't even get on my knees and pray. I just didn't have the strength.
What would your father want? He would want you to go on. He would want you one day to be the heavyweight champion of the world.
The void that he would fill with his dad, he was able to fill with peace and stuff through, I believe, through God.
I got back on my knees somehow. Some way God gave me the strength, and he's getting me through it.
As time went on, you know, he began to heal, and then we began to work on healing.
And by doing that, I'm gonna live out our dream. We talked about fighting these big countries. We talked about going to the Olympics. We talked about possibly pursuing a professional career and becoming a champion. We talked about those things all the time and do all the things we dreamed of doing. And I plan on doing that.
He'll know that one day he'll see him in heaven, and that his dad watches over him because he wears his dad on his shoe, and he's there with him.
That's my support. I put it on my right side. Me and my dad always worked on my right hand, you know, so I just put it on my right side. But that's my strength, man. That just reminds me when I look down, okay, Pop, I know you're still there.
Andre Ward, a brave young man who's had to grow up quite fast. Well, at least he knows his father will be watching. More boxing at the Titan Games when we come back, including the conclusion of Andre Ward's battle. there's some world-class music as well. Agent 51 is here. And we'll go back inside to the event center for some boxing highlights for the U.S. Aaron Alafa against McWilliam Arroyo, Puerto Rico.
I'll tell you, Aaron Alafa, too many straight right hands and left hands, way too much for Arroyo.
22-14 for the American. In the 132-pound weight class, Verquan Kimbra took on Hector Rosario.
This was a night that Hector Rosario just had too much for Verquan Kimbra. He had way too many punches for him.
25-22 Rosario over Kimbra. And then it was Raul Martinez against Mikkel Arroyo.
I'll tell you what, Martinez was throwing punches from all angles and overpowered Arroyo tonight.
54-25 Martinez for the Americans.
Yeah.
A packed house tonight in the event center of about 4,000 people here to see the Titans do battle. We'll pick up the action now. Andre Ward and Anibel Rodriguez in the third round. 13-1 the score. Ward in control.
Andre Ward is just showing his skills more and more as each round progresses. He's just getting more and more aggressive. He's got this guy in the corner now, trapping him now. He's just toying with him. He's got so much speed against him. It's just amazing the way he's just disciplined himself and matured as a fighter.
Represents the East Oakland Boxing Club. Virgil Hunter is his coach over there.
Just stalking this guy right now. Looks like a Sugar Ray Leonard type move. Hands at his side, taunting, you know.
Switch to southpaw.
Yep. Pretty good on your part, Bart, to catch that left-handed switch. I didn't know there was left-handed and right-handed in gymnastics. But out there, Andre Ward just got so much speed. Very quick.
Let's look to the future for this young man. Do you see Olympic gold as possibility?
No question about it. He has the skills and the desire. It's just a matter of being on his game during those trials.
And that's it. The Puerto Rican coach has thrown in the towel. Andre Ward overwhelming Anibel Rodriguez.
And obvious to their coach, too, that he needed to get him out of there.
Scott, what do you think of this young man?
I'll tell you what, Andre Ward's got all the tools. As you watch him fire shots, he lands great punches. Unbelievable left hook leaping in like a Sugar Ray Leonard of old, and just another leaping left hook. He's just too strong for these guys.
And Andre Ward has a lot of family and friends who traveled across from Oakland, California to wish him well. There is his mother. Now let's take a look at the final standings in boxing. USA dominating this contest. Perhaps we're seeing a resurgence for the U.S. team back to prominence. And when we come back, more martial arts. This time it's